a good thing, and something that could be done by the city is just really be tracking the request for information that you are getting. I mean, I'm sure you're doing that, but you know, take that information as an indication of what sort of information the citizens want. And of course, recognizing that there's a challenge bringing all this data out of the deep reserves, but we had someone from the city of Nanaimo at our table as well, and they've been using Google search and doing quite a good, had some really good results with that, so that was an interesting experience. We got on to a bit also of sort of stage 2 of this process after September and the creating the open standards, but we talked about how really whatever Vancouver does really has to fit in with what all the surrounding municipalities and other municipalities are doing, and maybe that'll bring a role for sort of driving some open standards if they don't already exist, or certainly identifying which open standards to use to share data with the citizens. Had a bit of a discussion about, you know, which comes first, the data standard or the data content, I think, so we'll just sort of leave that up in the air. I bet you everyone's going to comment on that. And then, so what to build? We were having trouble with that, as we said, you know, we're sort of the techie back-end people. We don't know what normal people want. So, but we did start to sort of think about some ideas there. And so, for example, one example that came up was a personal one where I was trying to find information about a development project across my back alley. And, you know, if you do the search on the city's website, you know, it's amazing how 2737 or 2750 East Hastings doesn't get you 2750 East Hastings at the top of your search. It gets 2750 Main Street, and then somewhere else, you know, number 2 is a totally different number, East Hastings. So there's just some work there, but that led into, okay, now how do we get sort of better results that are sort of pulled together this problem for you? And we started to come up with ideas like just a way for citizens, you know, maybe I can go in there and do that grunt work and tag it for all my neighbors, tag the relevant stuff for all my neighbors. So somebody might build a site if the city makes the data available, or makes this, you know, just, well, what's already publicly available, because you can search it on the city's website, make it spiderable by somebody outside who can then build a, you know, a tag, or maybe you can just use Delicious, but I'm thinking that maybe there's an opportunity to do something more specific. And then building on that, we were talking about like Facebook for the city. You know, I have a property in the city, why don't I have a place on the city's website where I can do all my stuff? And it's all, so I just click on the link that my crime stats, and it'll tell me about my neighborhood, my, you know, what's coming up at city council that affects my neighborhood. And so somebody will develop this app. I'm not saying the city does that, but we just need the basic information the city has